Hey there, my name is Chelsea Kinsella, and this is my little 3-year-old, well I guess she's actually not that little, this is my coming 3-year-old, and I have tentatively named her Jack. Anyway, she's really a cool little mare, I love her very much. She's kind of lucked into her as well as my other 2-year-olds, or 3-year-olds. Anyway, so today I thought I would do a little video on how to do a circle at Liberty. So kind of prior to the past year-ish, I wasn't real sure on how to do this sort of thing, and it's not really like wildly beneficial to like doing some of your other rhythm work. I just kind of dink around with it because it's, you know, fun and kind of cool. But so if you're curious as to how to get your horse to do a Liberty Circle, first you kind of have to be aware of what your body is doing and how much draw your horse has and how much your horse wants to be around you. So that's one thing that you have to work on first, is your horse has to actually want to be around you before you start any Liberty stuff, because you'll quickly find if they don't want to be around you, they will leave town. So we are in a round pen, but she's pretty good. She probably could do it out in the world for like at least one circle. But she has quite a bit of draw, and she really doesn't like to move out. Like, she likes to move out, but she really likes to hang out and just the answer, she knows there's always a good time if she's right here beside me. So anyway, so for the draw for Liberty, how I've kind of started it is first they have to obviously go around you on the line, and they have to be really soft about that, right? Like, you can't have them pulling off. They have to go around you with slack in the rope and want to be there, otherwise it's not going to work. So we'll see if I can kind of stay in the camera there, because again, it is my handy fence that's helping me film. I really need one of those Pivo things. So anyway, so you have to make sure that your horse can cross its inside hock over the other hock and have that bit of draw there, or a bit of push there. You see if you can. As I'm doing here, I'm just pushing that hind away. And so that's the start. You have to just be able to push that hind away. And then, so generally I tell people you shouldn't walk backwards too much when you're doing this sort of stuff, like when you're doing stuff like lunging, because it'll create a lack of personal space. But if you're to the point where you can kind of dink around with this stuff, you should know the difference between draw and drive and how to get them to come to you while not running you over. So anyway, so hello. So you have to make sure they have to be focused on you, right? So to get them to do that bit of a circle, after you have them good at crossing their hind over, then you can go kind of walk backwards and draw them to you while going in a circle. So like, she's pretty good, and I only kind of started dinking around with this. I just kind of figured it out by myself. Because I don't really put a lot of focus on Liberty at this current point in my life. A lot of people pay me to actually ride their horses, not get them to go in a circle around me. But some people do enjoy this kind of Liberty stuff, and it's kind of neat. So then, if we want, she's at the point now where she can actually trot here without leaving town. So she can go around here. And so that type of energy that we're using to get that circle around us without her like taking off and kind of being right in close, she's really quite good at it. My other boys aren't really as great, but she really kind of has a natural talent for that, I think. But what we want to do is make sure that your energy is not pushing them away and you're kind of drawing them in, but not so much that they're on top of you. But it might start at a little point where they're pretty close, so you kind of want to make sure that they're on you. So see, I'm stepping backwards in kind of a circle here. That's how I start them. So you can get it, now that she's trotting, where I can just stand like I would be just lunging her. So my feet aren't moving a whole bunch, like I'm not drawing her back into me while we're going forward. So it's kind of how you would start to do it, is make sure that this, you know, move their hind over is working pretty well, because that's kind of the start, I think, or at least this is how I found the start. I'm not really a Liberty trainer, but it's just kind of like a fun thing to practice, because we're still in the coronavirus era of our lives, and maybe something fun to try on the ground if you're not really feeling like riding is kind of seeing if you can get them to go around you without a line on them, because it's kind of a neat testament to see how much they want to be with you is really kind of what I've been dinking around with it. Anyway, I hope this kind of helps you out or gives you a bit of an idea for what you can do with your horse here. And I'm going to just saddle her up and we're going to maybe do our first ride today. Anyway, I'll talk to you soon.